Honestly, I think introductions on YouTube are awkward and they're weird, and you're just here to learn how to make a better pizza. So let's make some freaking pizza. First things first, make the pizza dough. You'll need a kitchen scale for this. Measure out your bread flour, all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, and instant yeast, then use a spoon to mix it all up until incorporated. Then add 260 grams of cold water along with 8 grams of olive oil. Use a spoon to mix it until you get a nice, shaggy dough, then dump it out onto a clean work surface. Then set a timer for 7 minutes and knead the dough. Use the palm of your hand to move it back and forth over and over and over again.
It's a great way to get any aggression out.
The dough will be a little sticky and your hands are going to look like this.
It's all part of the fun.
Lightly oil a clean bowl and place the dough into the bowl. Cover and rest the dough for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, dip your hand into water to keep the dough from sticking and pull the dough up from the sides and bring it to the middle 4 times. Flip the dough over, cover, and rest for another 30 minutes. You'll need to repeat this another 2 to 3 times until the dough passes the window pane test, where you can stretch the dough without tearing. Once it passes the test, place the dough in a container with a lid in the fridge to take a 24-hour nap.
24 hours later.
Take the dough out of the fridge and split it into 2 equal pieces for 2 14-inch pizzas. My dough is about 682 grams, so we're going to go for 341 grams for 2 pizzas. I'm using 8-inch cake pans for this, but you can also use a round Tupperware container if you'd like, so you don't have to deal with the plastic wrap. Cover and let the dough rest for 3 hours before making your pizzas. Set your baking steel in the middle of the oven and preheat the oven to 550 degrees. If your oven only goes to 480 convection like mine, place the steel on the oven floor so it can get hot enough. Then preheat the oven for at least 45 minutes to 1 hour before making the pizza. Try not to do it any longer than an hour so that your pizza doesn't burn. Ask me how I know. Flour a clean work surface and flip the pizza dough out onto the flour without lifting it using your hands and let gravity do all of the work. This makes it a lot easier to form the pizza into a circle. Use your fingers to make an indent for the crust, then work your way up the middle along the center to get out any air bubbles. Flip the dough over and do the same thing on the other side. Pat the dough in between your hands to remove any excess flour. Use your knuckles to work the dough into a larger circle, letting gravity do all of the work. Once you get it into 14-ish inches, place the dough onto a pizza paddle with some semolina flour on it. Then add half a cup of your favorite pizza sauce. I like this one by Urban Slicer, or I included a pizza sauce recipe in the caption. Spread the sauce evenly across the pizza, leaving room for the crust. Then drizzle the crust with a little bit of olive oil to help promote browning. Then try your best to keep the dough level with the baking steel and launch the dough carefully onto the baking steel. I'm going to par bake this for 6 minutes, rotating halfway through. If your oven temperature goes higher than 480 degrees, you can skip this part. After you launch the pizza on the baking steel, reset the oven to the proper temperature. I like doing this because I tend to let out a lot of heat when I launch the pizza. But I forgot to do it this time, and I'll show you at the end the difference of the bottom of the crust when I remember to do it and when I don't. Time for the toppings. I like using a 50-50 blend of whole milk mozzarella and part skim mozzarella. I feel like this blend gives it that ooey gooey cheesiness without being overly greasy. Cover the pizza so you still see some red from the sauce in between the cheese. Then add your favorite toppings. I'm doing one of my favorites, double pepperoni. Then place the pizza back onto the baking steel in the oven for another 7 minutes, rotating halfway through. You could stop here, but I'm not going to. I like to finish the crust with a little garlic-infused olive oil and a generous amount of pecorino romano along the crust. Here's what the undercarriage looks without adjusting the temperature after launching the dough versus adjusting it. And that's it. I hope this video was helpful. If I can make pizza at home like this, I have no doubt in my mind that you can too. I'd love to hear how making your pizza went in the comments. You got this.
Pizza's ready.